Hello, Gemini. Just ignore that beeping. I tried to start this a few minutes ago, and as soon as I sat down and hit record, the smoke alarm right outside in the hallway started randomly beeping. There is nothing on fire. There's no smoke. I don't know the battery, I'm sure, but it's 5 short beeps. I've never heard any of them do that before. So what else? I'm going to press with this reading. All right, Gemini, we are going to see what's coming for you through the end of September and well into October. Okay, what's coming through is kind of the first 3 weeks of October. For some people, longer. It's all going to depend on where you're at, right, and how much you resist, Gemini. I definitely don't feel like there's a ton of resistance in your energy. I swear the house isn't burning down. I don't think. I just think it's funny. I've been putzing around all morning, picking up the house because we're selling it. And the minute I sit down to record. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the grid. Left side is going to be this beautiful Divine Feminine deck. All right. Then we're going to do the right side with this beautiful Divine Masculine deck, the Viking Oracle. And then right down the middle to balance the two, we're going to do the Sacred Traveler, my favorite deck. And then we'll get the story going. Okay. So Gemini, let's get a move on. How's it going? Right? Seriously, you guys, I don't have a clue how much more intense this is going to get, but it is going to get more intense. So hang in there. Hang in there. You have the tools. You know, you need to not just survive this, but to have periods at least of thriving, right? We have got to show up right now. We've got to show up for our missions. We've got to show up for each other. We've just got to show up in general. I'm trying to figure out why I'm so blotchy right there. And then I had my cat decided to freak out on me earlier. I'm like, good day so far, guys. And the smoke detector. That's hilarious. That is so funny. All right, let's do this. Let's get this left side of this grid going for the next 5-ish weeks, 4 or 5 weeks for Gemini in their highest good. I am calling down guidance and messages from the highest vibration of the cosmos in Gemini's highest good always and the highest good of all. All right. Forgive me if I pull the book out. These decks are relatively new. I'm still getting used to them. So, well, bottom to top, because this is going to be, bottom left will be the first card of the story. Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. Going inward, you guys, that's coming through a lot for everybody. First of all, fire, burning away the old, burning away old beliefs, old systems, old foundations, anything we can't use in this new frequency is fire. Bring in the fire, burn the shit down, okay? So that's coming through really strong. And the need to be able to go inward and do deep healing without having to hermit for days, weeks, months at a time, okay? We are at a point now where we should be able to do this. We have 5 minutes at the bus stop. You should be able to do it, okay? You should be able to go in and heal something, and that's coming through big time for a lot of people. So Our Lady of the Interior Life and trusting our own intuition, right? So we'll get more with that. Next one up the line, Catherine Labore, the patroness of miraculous healing. Okay, so this may come through. I'm ready to heal. I'm worthy of the miracles meant for me. Yeah, again, deep healing, you guys. I'm ready for miracles. And this came through upside down. I'm going to kind of explore that because she's not necessarily telling me, no, turn me right side up. I don't typically read reverse, but I might this time. And, again, the message is going to come through. Thank you. Thank you, universe. My Bago, the warrior saint. Okay. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Okay. So I'm going to leave that upside down and we'll see what messages that brings through. All right. Let's get the masculine row going. Beautiful, beautiful cards. All I know, you guys, is I have moments where I am hanging by a thread. I'm not going to lie. We are going to get through this, though. It's, you know I'm normally super positive. Am I? No. I try to be. I try to be positive. I try to give positive messages and guidance versus gloom and doom. And there's no gloom and doom. We're doing this shit. This is just hard work, right? It's really hard. Really, 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 really hard. There's a lot that's going to be burned away and a lot that's going to be, if you don't set the fire yourself, the universe will burn it down for you and you might get burned in the flames, right? That's my metaphor for the day. If you don't let go, if you don't set your own nest on fire, that's what the phoenix does, right? The phoenix has the wherewithal, the wisdom, the courage, the awareness to know when it's time for a reset, for a rebirth. The phoenix lights itself on fire, okay? We have been allowing the universe to burn us to the ground and then trying to figure out how to rebuild. It's time for us to set our own shit on fire that we don't need anymore. Gemini, I'm really feeling waves of stuff. How are you doing? I feel like Gemini are really, there's lots of internal battling going on, right? There's a lot of, and of course, Gemini, right? The twins, the duality. I think a lot of you feel like you still got a foot in, one foot in one life, one foot in the other. It could be 3D versus 5D. I feel like it's more, well, it is 3D versus 5D in a way, but it's more of, you see your new life, you want that, you've got a foot in it, but you're having a lot of trouble picking up that other foot and letting it go. I'm telling you, start the fire, your foot will get hot and you'll pull it out. I don't know, I'm just making shit up now. But this foot that's holding on, that won't let you fully step into the new. Again, it's going to be forced. It's going to be forced very soon if we can't. And believe me, I'm not threatening you. I'm not like trying to put you in fear. I am. It's very possible that the universe is going to have to force me to let go of some stuff. Okay, so I am going to get singed right along with you guys. So you know what? It's okay. Whatever. I used to have a mentor who would say, and this was the period we were in, right? I'm not bashing on her at all. She was telling us exactly what we needed to hear at the time. But she would say, just choose ease. You don't have to be affected by the astrological events. Just choose ease. And for a long time, I believed it. But the problem with it was I would choose it, set the intention every day. I choose these. I'm not going to suffer or struggle anymore. And I just kept suffering and struggling. And so you realize that choosing ease is not really an option when you've chosen the path that we've chosen. So, and ease is not going to give you the soul growth that you asked for. Ease, soaring through. If you came down here and just soared through it, why would you be here? If you were just going to soar through it, okay, some people have, right? Some people have had that experience and have been kind of, are they an example for other people, or are they just more like, I'll never, is it more disempowering, right? So that's why I feel like there aren't a whole lot of people who've come here to do that, right? We came here to work. Okay, we came here to dig deep, you guys, not to just sail on through. So stop choosing ease and allow it. Allow ease in your highest good. It's not always going to look like ease. That smoke detector, the second I hit record, I'm not fucking kidding you, the first time. And so I had to stop and go out and look, and nothing's on fire. It just probably needs a battery. But right now, like seriously. All right, Gemini, let's get this divine masculine. Whew, now that I'm feeling this. Got people slow driving by slow because we've got the house for sale. All right, let's do this. Divine masculine room. Why do we keep getting that? Ooh, okay. We got 2 repeat cards. So again, from bottom up, we'll just do it that way. 18, Burkano. I am going to intuit this and probably look it up just to see. I've not pulled this card yet. 18 breaks down to 9. You're coming to the end of a cycle. That's beautiful. Next card, 12, Jera. I would break this down to 3. Sure, why not? That's strong intuition, connecting to yourself. 12 is also for me a very divine masculine number. 13 is the divine feminine. Okay. It actually is 12 and 14 are kind of both masculine with the 13 in the middle. That's just my intuitive perspective. But Jera, yeah. I want you to notice his face. First of all, he looks like James Franco. I think he does. If James Franco played a Viking. He also looks very worried and concerned. Okay, we're going to get to that. And then this has come through so many times for almost every sign so far. 40 breaks down to 4 new foundations, new realizations, digging yourself out of the hole. Okay, uncovering, like you have integrated and you have had a breakthrough, and now you are climbing out of the pit. Okay, because that's you shaking hands with you. Excuse me, goodness gracious. And that's just me intuiting again, because if you look it up in the book, this card is actually about the Viking justice system and how they, people would assume that they like, oh, if you stole something, they cut your hand off. And they weren't actually that brutal when it came to their own judicial system. They wanted they strove, is that right? For the punishment to fit the crime in a non-brutal way, so that the people could learn from the, from the result or from the punishment. All right, so let's get the Sacred Traveler down the middle. So it's interesting that that's coming up. So this is your first card, Teresa of Avila, Lady of the Interior Life. A lot of internal healing coming for you, Gemini. A lot of balancing, because you've got these two halves, right? These two sides of you that are at war right now. Because I want parts of this life still, but I really want this life, and so they're butting heads right now. And every time that beeps. And so the 4, climbing out of the pit is you finding some balance. Okay. So that's going to be beautiful. So from the interior, from the going inward, a lot of going inward, you guys. We're not escaping it. We're not escaping it. Believe me, I have been in kind of avoidance, off and on too. I'm not immune to any of this. I have been for quite a while, and that's why I feel like the universe is really pushing me right now and kind of ripping things away. It's going to be a wild ride for the next, a lot of people are saying this and it resonates with me. This is not something I intuited. If I were to tune in, yeah, I kind of am seeing the same thing. I do feel like it's still in flux as far as how long the human collective, those souls who are here for the first time, transitioning from 3D to 5D with their current soul makeup, they're the ones choosing this reality. Okay, we're just here to help. We're just here to encourage them to choose ones that are in their highest good, right? It's all going to be in their highest good, but we're just here to kind of guide them along. Okay, so, and to show them you don't need this one, right? You don't need this, more negative. You don't need another grand event to wake you up. You're good. And so we're guiding them to this kind of highest timeline where there isn't going to be a fake alien invasion. There isn't going to be camps for people who don't get something into their bodies. There isn't going to be these things. Okay. There isn't going to the timeline that we are guiding humanity to see, they have to make the choice, but we're showing them this timeline. Like you can wake up now and then you don't need any more darkness. So, but we're not making the choice, right? We're light workers. If you're watching this, you're a light worker. You didn't come here to transition for the first time. You came here because you've done it already and you volunteered to come and help, because humanity was really struggling, you guys. We've all been human. I'm not saying I'm not human, right? But I've already done this. I've already done this many times. I've done it and then I've helped many times, like many of you, right? I know you're feeling that. And so, but when I did it, it was a lot easier. This is tough. And we're having to kind of feel it right along with them. And the reason we chose to do that, the reason we chose to infiltrate from the ground level and to really be trapped in the reincarnation cycle for a while, right? Us light workers, is to really tune into the compassion and empathy for humanity, right? Like we couldn't come and just be these benevolent beings. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love the benevolent beings that are here, that are helping us in the physical and the non-physical. What I'm saying is a lot of us chose to come down and be in the trenches with them and to feel this with them so that we did not lose our connection with them, our compassion for this process, okay? I don't know, that came through for a reason. I am Gemini. I feel like you've really been struggling, right? Like I'm feeling it inside me right now. Let's balance this with this Sacred Traveler deck. Okay, one more. I just heard shuffle one more time. Sacred Traveler. I love this deck so much. Yeah, that's come through already. Oh my gosh, lots of repeat cards. Okay. All right. Yay. All right. Sorry. People texting me. I just want to make sure. I got kids everywhere, so out of the house. So I just can't ignore that. Apologize. So from bottom to top, right up the middle. Okay. Wandering path. Enjoy the journey. So you've got this super internal journey coming through, right? Interior life, like really going inward, discovering who you are on a deeper level. This is going to help you enjoy the things that you could never enjoy before, if that makes sense. This is going to help you. Like there are things like, look at it this way. There are things that we can't escape, like dishes, laundry, cooking, cleaning, right? That is not going away anytime soon. A lot of us who have been who had built a prison around those things, these have-tos, this kind of being a housewife, right? Being a stay-at-home, whatever, mom or dad. Those of us who have, that's been hard. That's been a hard transition. But as I have raised my frequency, I now don't, I used to, full disclosure, I used to cry while I vacuumed because I'd think I have to do this for the rest of my life. This is my life. I'm going to vacuum and cook and clean and do laundry, and I'm miserable. And so I would just cry while I was back. Now I enjoy it because I'm on a higher vibration and I see it as kind of a Zen. It can be a meditation. Okay. But what's coming through too is this guide, this beautiful fox guide coming through, and this map is coming through very strongly as ask for help right now. Okay. This is not for you to have to suffer or struggle through by yourself. Okay. There's going to be a lot of things coming up in your face that you're going to have to look at that have been hiding in here. Okay. Ask for help. Okay. That's what's coming through. Ask for help. You have guides. You have guides who will just ask to be shown the way. Okay. Say, okay, show me the way. And then we go to the 18, which breaks down to 9, which is coming to the end of a cycle. You're doing it really fast in this next 4 weeks, 4-ish weeks, 4 to 5, because this is coming in pretty early in the story as you're coming to the end of this cycle. Okay, so I feel like the rest of it is going to be a lot of integration. And then again, remember at the end, you're coming out. You're climbing out of the pit. Excuse me. And I don't want you to think, oh God, I'm going into a pit. I feel like you're already in there, Gemini. You are in denial that you're in a pit. It's okay. Open your eyes. Look around. It's not dark. It's not completely pitch black. You can see. Okay. The pit is a place of healing, says the smoke detector. All right. So Burkano. Let's look it up just for shits and giggles. Let's see what it is. From something small and insignificant, something big will grow. Oh my gosh. So what I'm getting for that, because of this whole healing taking place, you are going to go in, you're into this pit right now and you're like, oh, well, okay, I'll just, I'll do this little, oh, well, I don't have a whole lot to heal, right? I'm just going to, okay, show me okay, it's this little thing. This little thing is the tip of the iceberg, and it's going to bring this massive healing. Okay. And it's going to be, I feel like I would say it's going to be easier than you think, but what really is coming through is you just have no idea how much healing you're going to gain from this. And the idea, like we talked about ease already, right? Like the idea of it being easy is not even going to kind of cross your mind, because you're going to be working. You're going to be working through it. And you're not, I don't think you're going to spend a lot of time going, oh, I wish this was easier. I feel like you're just going to dig right in. Okay. And if you're shaking your head right now, then set that intention right now that you are going to intentionally, deliberately, and positively dig into this journey. Okay. This is a deep healing internal journey coming for you. A birth, literal or figurative, take what, take from it what you will. If you're in that part of your life and that's that energy is strong with you about actually having a child, bringing a child into the world, then that is what's coming for you, if that's in your highest good. A birth will change your life. Take the current opportunity for a fresh start. Okay, I love that because it talks about, or it is 18, which is 9, which is the end of a cycle. So you are letting go. You are picking your foot up out of the muck on this side, right on that low vibe side, and you are letting go. Keep your plans close to your chest. I love that. So this is more creation and conception still phase, right? Like coming from this. You are creating what you want within first, and then it will create in the physical, okay? Silence is wisdom's best reply. Well, that's lovely. So this is the birch tree, a straight, beautiful white bark tree with eye-like markings on its trunk. Bircano, birch. Birches are the Norse tree of new beginnings. Okay, you are coming to this very soon, Gemini. I feel like you've been working, but you've been kind of ignoring or avoiding, like you're in the pit, okay? You're in the pit, you're kind of looking, you're like, okay, I'll do this healing, but there's something right here that you're like, no, it's not. I'm going to pretend that's not there. It's there, and it's time for you to turn around and look at it. And it's not as scary as you think, okay? Because you are ready to come to the end of this cycle. So the birch tree has 2 energies within it, birth and secrecy. Okay. All right. Talks about giving birth. How the Vikings saw the actual birth process as very dangerous for the woman and the baby, right? They took a lot of precautions to try to, because, back then too, there was just a lot of infant mortality and mother mortality, right? There were a lot of people who didn't survive that birthing process. But I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that as part of your reading, Gemini, so don't freak out about that. The birch was also used to mark vows of silence or of secrecy. And those that broke such oaths were punished. Okay, that's interesting because what's actually coming through for me is these past lives of persecution that you've had. This is what you're breaking. This is the cycle you're breaking. So you have been afraid to really step out and step into your mission and start to talk the way that you want to talk about the things that you want to talk about that are in here. But because you were, you used to be in this other world where you talked about other useless things, surface things, old low vibe things. You don't want to do that anymore, but you're having trouble picking your foot up out of that because you still have a lot of connections with that world, right? Maybe a job, maybe friends, maybe where you live, okay? Maybe a school. You're still very much entrenched in that. And so you're afraid to pull your foot out because you don't want that to completely fall away because it's been your foundation for so long. But I'm telling you, this is telling you, the birch tree is telling you it is time. It is okay. It's safe for you to pull that foot out because you are going to now you're going to embody this new you, this higher version of you now that's been waiting. You've been kind of 3/4 of the way in, and then you'd pull out, and then you'd go back in, and then you'd pull out. And then you'd be like, okay, I'll go back into that energy. I don't know, it's kind of scary, but it feels really good. But it feels a lot better than this old shit, right? And so you're going to be able to pull your foot out, okay? Even if you feel yourself, maybe I'll plant it back over there. I promise you're not going to be able to get it planted the way it is now or the way it's been, right? You're going to be able to pull your foot out now, okay? And the birch is saying time for a new you. Okay, so what you're healing is this ancestral and past life energy of being persecuted for that, of being persecuted for being you. I've been thinking a lot about witches the last few days, interestingly, and how we're healing a lot of this, this fear of being punished for the things that we could do, the abilities that we had. Witches were just a term given to women who were educated. We were healers. We were smart. We could read. We could write. We were teachers, right? And men, I'm sorry, but it was men of the time. Yes, women contributed because we allowed all of this, right? But men of the time were terrified of us. And so they gave us this label of witch, which has become this derogatory term for these wrinkled old hags who are always putting spells on people to hurt them, right? To cause them harm. They gave that energy to these beautiful women, these beautiful goddess souls who just came here to help, right? Who just wanted to help and heal and love and educate and teach people. And so, but we were, and you know, they say, oh, burned at the stake in Salem. They actually never burned anybody at the stake here in America. That was all in Europe. They hanged witches here in Salem. Okay. That's I don't know, that's a misnomer. It's kind of the two histories kind of been meshing together, I guess. But we have, a lot of us have experienced both many times, being burned, being hanged, being shot. What they would do is something that has come through recently, and this is harsh, and so be ready for this, Gemini. But what they would do is if you were a woman who was accused of being a witch, right? Oh, you were accused of helping people heal. You were accused of knowing how to read and write, of knowing things you shouldn't know, according to the men, right? What they would do is they would take your children who were spawn of you and they would kill them in front of you. That's one of the things that we've been afraid of. So look what's coming through right now is whether you're for or against this current shit going on, doesn't matter. Okay. What I'm telling you is the energy coming through right now is whichever side you might feel like you're on. Hopefully you're not on any side, but Gemini, you're very split right now. So, okay. I feel like you've got both the energies inside you fighting. They're at war. But whatever side you're on, there's this fear of, and especially if you have children, there's this fear of something harming your children, something, whether it's the one thing or the other thing. Okay. It doesn't matter what you believe, where your belief system sits right there. Okay. But it's a fear of not just your safety, but people you love, that they're going to be harmed because of a decision you make. Okay. So that's healing big time. And so I want to keep moving because this is coming through. The patroness of miraculous healing. This is not a physical thing necessarily. This is more spiritual healing. This is more collective healing. This is more you being able to step through, because remember, you came to the end of the cycle here. So this is kind of you stepping into the new you. Look at the whole light that is, how bright that is, how bright she's glowing. And she's got I feel like that's the Great Mary. I want to look that up because she's got it looks like a little charm, a little like Christmas tree ornament that she's holding that looks like the Great Mary inside. And I don't know how she ordered these, you guys, and I apologize, but I really want to find it. Catherine. Maybe there's an index in the back. No. There's no, I can't figure out the rhyme or reason for the order of these things. I'm going to try and find it. Catherine, found her. Okay. She says, I'm ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. So you are not going to be fearing persecution anymore because you are worthy of this life that you've always wanted. And you came here this time to get that. Okay. All this old stuff, this fear, being persecuted for speaking your mind, for being you, for stepping out of your comfort zone, for stepping out of this kind of collective bubble that maybe everyone in your life is still in. And if you step out of it, if you pull your foot out of it, you will be shunned. You will be mocked. You will be resented and hated. You know what? Time to let that go. Okay. If you don't step into you now, you are just going to get more and more miserable within your own energy because you're trying to keep yourself in this low vibration that you can't exist in anymore. And eventually your foot will come out and you will go over to that. But in the meantime, you're just causing yourself more suffering. Okay. And so let's read this. Catherine was born in France. It is the Great Mary. That's all I wanted to know. I don't want to read any more about it. She is holding a little, it looks like a Christmas tree ornament, but I forget what they call it. Maybe it's supposed to represent a relic of the Great Mary. I just got chills when I said that. So a relic, if you don't know, is actually a piece. It could be a bone fragment. It could be even just bone dust. It could be a hair. It could be a piece of what they believed was part of their clothing. Anything that touched them, the actual ascended master, they would call it a saint. is considered a relic and has amazing healing properties. Okay, I actually have a relic of Mary Magdalene that I bought in the south of France that I love, that I was actually going to wear, and I couldn't find it this morning, which is interesting. I couldn't remember where I put it because we've been packing. But I love that that's coming through, because that is incredibly, they're incredibly healing. They hold this amazing healing energy, these relics. And it's interesting is whether you believe that it really was part of them or not, the people who do believe it receive the healing. It's essentially it's a placebo, but who cares if it's healing people, right? Who cares how it's coming through? So I am worthy of this is you, like a whole new light, and you're going to have this new vibration, this new frequency, and you're going to have this kind of new perspective of how this healing journey works. And I do see you, this is a very teaching kind of motherly energy coming through. I do see you kind of stepping into that role more, whether or not you came through here, excuse me, goodness, whether or not you came here this time to embody maternal energy or not, you're going to be embodying it a little bit right now. And, it may hang around and expand, and it may not, but it doesn't matter. You're going to become a teacher, at least for now. And you're going to be embodying that. I mean, Great Mary, divine feminine, like crazy, right? Like you cannot get more divine feminine than Mother Mary. And she's not only holding on to it, she's actually even pointing to it with her other hand. Like she's like, don't miss this. Don't miss this. This is the point of the card. But yeah. And I have a very strong connection to the Great Mary. She came to me as a child several times in visions and just filled me with this maternal love. And so that coming through, I feel like that's what your energy needs right now, is this maternal love. So if you think of your energy, Gemini, right, like you're the twins, right? Like you're this duality, and these always kind of two different, not personalities, but two different aspects of you that are always kind of trying to figure out how to marry together, right? And so this is you on a whole new level. Like you've really shed a lot of what is keeping you from being whole within, from being in union within. And so, I don't feel like necessarily that the two energies warring right now inside you are masculine and feminine. It's more 3D, 5D. It's more old shit, new shit, right? Of course, the new shit isn't fighting. The new shit is just there. It's just shining really, really bright. It's this, right? It's doing this. And it's beckoning to you. It's calling to you. I know it is. And I know that you need to go this way. But believe me, I know how hard it is to pick your foot up out of the muck. Okay. I know how hard it is. I have my foot down. I don't know how that's going to play out, but yeah, I don't know. The resistance is real, y'all. We just have to allow the resistance. So this is your center card of the whole grid. Everything is going to be filled with this energy. Yes, this energy is kind of the thread, right, that runs through. This is all about your internal journey, okay? Because what you have to realize is when you leave behind an old life, how other people respond is none of your business. How other people respond is not your responsibility. Your job is to follow your heart, okay? And if this isn't coming through, I mean, it's not Yeshua, but it's got a very strong sacred heart energy, right? Like you have to follow your heart right now, Gemini. Everyone else be damned, okay? But this is your center card. Passion and pleasure, savor your life. When you pull your foot out and you step into this light, this new you, this new kind of way of being, you are going to find abundance just falling into your lap, okay? Maybe in small ways, but it's going to be obvious. You're going to be like, okay, I think I'm going the right way because this just happened. Maybe it's something you've been trying to get to happen for a long time, and all of a sudden it just happened and you kind of had even forgotten about it. So it's like Christmas, because you're like, holy shit, like I had forgotten that I could even have that. And here it is. It just happened. And look, there's the fire. Did I mention that fire's coming through really strong? And that's the center card. You may not have fire in any other card, but that's okay. This is your center card. You are burning this old shit away, just like everybody, okay? You're contributing. This is coming through really as a very strong collective fire, burning away everything for the whole human collective that we do not need anymore. And you are contributing to it by contributing your energy to it, by celebrating the beauty of it, by surrendering, by allowing, by contributing, by dancing around it. and allowing it to be there and allowing it to grow. I feel like even these people are like, oh my gosh, look what she's doing. I want to do that. I want to help the fire grow. I want to help the collective burn all this old shit away so that we can step into this new world together. And so you're also going to be living more by example. Okay. But again, Gemini, you got to pull your foot out. Okay. You got to pull your head out of your ass, right? As they would say. Okay, next, this beautiful divine masculine card. So let's see. What is he trying to tell us? First of all, what always comes through for me is he's holding this scythe, right? And I think it's a scythe. Maybe it's a scimitar. I don't remember. I think the small scythes are scimitars. Scimitar, I don't know how it's pronounced, whatever. This weapon he's holding, notice how gingerly he's kind of holding it. He's just kind of just gently keeping it in it. I feel like he wants to put that down. And so what's going to happen when you really start to see the things that you could achieve and that you could have in your life? Your divine masculine is going to be ready to set down his weapon. Your divine masculine is going to come through and say, but I thought we had to fight. I thought we had to fight for this. I thought we had to protest and flip cars and loot. I thought we had to burn shit down. That's not what this is saying, right? This is more of and again, I know I said we have to be ready to set ourselves on fire. We have to stop waiting for other people to do it. So we're setting this fire and we're cultivating it and we're going to keep it growing. The divine masculine might rear his head a little bit and go, but wait a minute. I thought we're warriors. We came here to be warriors and to fight. And you know what? We're transitioning out of that right now. We are transitioning away from the warrior energy. And I think even though he's kind of worried, like there's a lot of fear about, oh my gosh, what is my life going to look like if I set this down? Who will I be? Especially for a Viking. Who would a Viking be if he wasn't a warrior? For them, it was death, right? You need to shed that energy. Now, the divine masculine is coming through in a whole new way and not in an aggressive, warlike, always got to be in the armor. That's all being shed, okay? The divine masculine now is learning a new way to be men, okay? You guys, I'm just feeling so much. Let me take a drink of water. So much energy coming through. Like I'm like woozy. I'm going to keep going. And again, if we break this down, this 12 down to 3, that's trusting your own intuition, trusting your own power. Trust that what's coming through is in your highest good because you did this work, right? You did this work. You come to the end of the cycle and you have emerged, right? You have emerged in a whole new way, in a whole new light. And so now you're seeing things falling into place. And remember, again, don't forget this card that you reached out for help, right? You didn't try to do it all by yourself because we can't always. We need teachers. We need guides in the physical sometimes. And so he's, this 3 coming through then right after this abundance showing up is we go kind of back and forth. It's like when we have a breakthrough, sometimes we look back and go, should I have done that? And when you do, you're going to have this you're going to remember, first of all, who you are, why you came here, what you came here to do. And you're going to trust your own intuition because it's going to be coming through stronger than ever. Excuse me. All right. The warrior saint. I am a warrior of love. Okay. This is perfect. Transitioning this warrior, this fighting Viking energy, this aggression, this conquering energy for what? For what purpose? They would have said survival, but if nobody ever fought and if they just shared all the resources, they would have all thrived more than they did versus the fighting over things and the fighting over the good lands. And because they were so territorial like animals and they were so much about their clan. Oh, other clans are evil. Our clan is the only good clan and our clan is going to beat everybody else up, right? And so we're going to transition that warrior energy into warrior of love. It's a transition, right? It's baby steps. She's got her sword held high, but it's almost like she's just resting it kind of up there. Like I'm not using it to kill anybody. I am using it as a beacon of hope, as a beacon of light. Like it's like, look how bright, like, look at these two, how much light is coming through. This is you stepping into more and more light. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. You guys, your devotion to this new you, your devotion to the new energy, your commitment to not plugging yourself back into the matrix, which I promise you can't do anyway. You can try. That would really hurt. Don't try. I mean, try. Let yourself try whatever you need to do, whatever's in your highest good. But your commitment to being this new you, because it's going to feel so good. What I've told people, yeah, I feel like I've gone nuts sometimes, and my whole family thinks I've gone nuts. And they kind of look at me like, oh, isn't that, she's going through this phase. Isn't that sweet? She's going through this hippie gypsy phase, and it's adorable. We'll just let it happen, which is great. I love that they're like that. But at the same time, they're like, well, when is she going to go back to the way she was, right? When is she going to go back to the way we are and be like us again? And I would tell people, yeah, it's not a great feeling to feel different from the people that I love now, to feel kind of isolated because I'm not like them, but I have never felt more like me. And there is nothing that is going to stop me from continuing down this path. I don't care if I end up down there all by myself. As long as I have this deep sense of fulfillment and I know who I am, then I can be down there by myself because I know I am one with everything, right? And so this is a beautiful transition from this warrior. And look, he's even like, I think he's worried about what his life is going to look like without his armor, without his weapons, but he's also really ready to drop that. He's like, all right, well, should I? And he's like looking back, like hoping somebody will guide him. You know, reach out for help whenever you feel the need, because you're transitioning then from that energy to this love warrior. And that's the only way we're going to be using that term, you know, from now on. And I love this yellow, this blue and yellow throat and solar, like this fear that has lived in the solar. This ego is getting a new voice because the ego is now integrating more into the energies for you, especially Gemini. It's going to become more part of you. It's going to take its place versus trying to be part of everything, right? Versus trying to come through and be like this voice of reason when really it's just scaring you into not moving forward because we told it to keep us safe, right? And moving forward is scary. Moving out of your comfort zone is scary. And so the ego will scare us into not moving forward because it thinks it's doing us a favor, okay? Because we told the ego, here's your job, keep me safe. The ego's doing it, no matter how, at all costs. The ego is doing whatever it can, including saying, no, you don't want to go that way because that's going to bring you joy and abundance. And you are afraid of that. And why are you afraid of that? Because we've never truly felt that before. And so we have a lot of baggage. So as you go that way, you're going to have to heal all these coats you're wearing, right? That, I'm afraid of joy and abundance because what will that look like if I'm not fighting a war? What will that look like if I am not standing up on a side versus another side for anything? What will I be here for? What will the point of my life be? You're a warrior of love. That's the point. And I don't know, maybe that sounds boring to you, but I promise you it's not going to be. Okay. You are going to be speaking a whole new deep truth and holding that sword high as a beacon for people, okay? As a lighthouse, like you're going to be like, this is the way, okay? Not this, okay? Next card. Guess what? Answering the call, the time is now. You are going through, what I'm seeing is you really going through two kind of huge breakthroughs in the next 3-4 weeks, Gemini. Excuse me. You are not just breaking through one thing, but you are breaking through two, because this is you coming to the end of a cycle. This is you coming out the other side, right? All light and glowy. And this is you breaking through another wall and running out that door. Gemini, you are really, there's a lot of resistance. I can feel it. You are resisting way back to here, okay? Like you don't want to look at this thing that's back here. I promise you, it's a puppy. It's not a beast. It's not a demon. It's a puppy, okay? See it as a puppy. Sit with it. Talk to it. Find out what it wants. Find out why it's here. Find out why it's hiding behind you, okay? You can have a conversation with it. Start trusting your own intuition and allow your imagination to kind of take over too, because that is really what opens us up, is tuning into that childlike imagination that's really going to crack you open to your own intuition. And even though it feels imaginary and it might not be real, right, in our definition of real, if it helps you heal, who cares? Who cares how you do it, right? Use your imagination. So this is you opening another door and running through. Look at her. She can't wait to get through that door. And even though you felt very safe within these walls, you want to go out here. You want to go out here and look. Even so, I always notice the top of this card. It kind of looks creepy. Like, look at the top of those trees are dark and kind of ominous. It's kind of like a haunted wood. But if you look down right there, like just look ahead instead of looking out, instead of overthinking things, right? And making them scary. If you just look right ahead, there's that beautiful stag going, hey, come on out here. It's beautiful out here. Look at that beautiful path and the green grass and the trees, even right here, like look right below the archway. The trees are lovely and full of light. And then you look up here and it's like, oh, wait a minute, but this is your current comfort zone, right? And you're being asked to expand that. But this is you overthinking it, right? Like, oh, but what if it's scary? It's probably going to be. Fucking go anyway, okay? That's where you're supposed to be going. It's going to be scary. It's going to be terrifying at times. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be damn fucking near impossible sometimes. But you're going to go anyway. Because you're not going that way, right? You're not going backwards, okay? So you've got to let go of that. You are not going backwards. You're only going forward. You're not staying in these walls. You're not staying. This door's open now. You can't close it. This stag sees you now. He's like, oh, good. Finally, you're coming. And this is where you're going, not this. This is you overthinking it and making it something that it's not. This is what it really is. This beautiful, beautiful new world that you get to step out into. And then again, this is you you have climbed out of the pit and you are trusting your own intuition. You're trusting yourself and you are in a place of self-love like never before. Like you love yourself. You love who you're becoming. Okay. The thing, I haven't figured out why it's called the thing. I think that's funny. I think what comes through for me is the thing is just a very neutral term. Like it can kind of, it's almost like the card 42 coming through where it can be whatever you want. And so this is you shaking hands with you and going, okay, let's create a world that we want. Let's create the world we want now because you have embodied. So you're embodying the higher self that you maybe talk to right now. In the next 3 weeks, you're going to step into that higher self and the next higher self is going to appear. Okay. And that's who you're going to have this beautiful agreement with. Okay, cool. Next higher self, my higher self for this next step. Let's do this. Like you are fully committed. This is you committing a gentleman's handshake, men and women. And that's a true contract, okay? For a positive reason, right? This is going to really move you forward, launch you into this new life that you've been wanting, okay? So this is you. I see you totally no foot in 3D anymore by the end of this cycle. And again, this is the end of October, toward the end of October at some point, okay? Is you really feeling like, oh my God, I actually pulled my foot out of the muck. I did it. And you guys, the fact that this fucking thing has been beeping this whole reading, trying to distract me. Really what it's doing is just confirming this reading for you. Anybody who listens, Gemini, okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, no matter what you're watching, from what perspective, don't forget to watch all 4 so that you get a full picture of what's coming for you. Some will resonate, some won't. Don't try to force that square peg into the round hole ever. Take what is for you and leave the rest. Okay. Don't try to force it into your reality. But watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you feel like this might help someone in your life, please share, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. That'd be great. This is a relatively new channel. I think this is the 4th month that I am doing these readings, and I'm going to start doing more, a variety. I'm going to start doing, okay, somebody's calling, but I don't know who that is. I'm going to start doing pick a cards. I think I'm going to do a rest of the year reading for the collective in October, November, December, wrap those 3 months into one reading for everybody. It'll be a very general reading, but it'll be the energies coming in for the collective. And so, so it's going to be fun. So join me. This is your forecast basically for the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. Again, it depends on where you're at right now, but just know that your journey coming through is a lot of inner work yet. Okay. But you're going to do it. You're going to break through 2 major, you're going to let go of 2 major old things that you don't need anymore. Okay. You're going to step through 2 major doorways. And the first one, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is who I want to be. And you're going to start to heal the things that have kept you from doing that, like other people's judgment, connections to other people that you think you can't live without, right? You can, I promise you, you can, because there are new beautiful connections waiting for you on the other side. All right. Because this is you running through another door. So you're going to break through really fast as you do this deep healing. All right, Gemini. All right. I hope this has helped. I'm going to pull one more card because I just love listening to this beeping. I'm going to pull in one more Sacred Traveler card just for a beautiful wrap-up card. Remember, this is your center card. Passion and pleasure, savor your life, okay? This is you learning to really be in the moment and enjoying it no matter where you're at. You can enjoy even being in the pit if you are truly in the void in each moment, because this is all we've got is now and now and now and now and now, okay? We don't have any past moments or present or future moments. All we have is right now. And so you're going to really be coming into that center space, that sovereign, centered, grounded. You're going to be really in your body and you're going to feel it and you're going to be able to enjoy being here, okay? Maybe for the first time, but definitely on a whole new level. But this is your center card, passion and pleasure. You deserve it. You are worthy of it. So let's pull one final wrap up and see what's coming through. Man, your guys' message came through a lot easier than you guys. Okay, that's cool because this came. Yeah. I mean, this is at the bottom of the deck, but it's the second time it's been at the bottom of the deck since I started your reading. Excuse me. So I'm just going to show it to you. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. That's exactly what we were talking about. Toward the end of October, when you run out this door, when you have this breakthrough, you're really going to be expanding your horizons and your perspective of what you're doing here, what the world looks like, what the world really is, what's really going on, and how you can affect it. You know, what you came here to do, okay? But what the card, your final wrap-up card came through was miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. This goes very well with your core card. See every moment as a miracle and you will enjoy your life no matter where you're at. Even if you're going through some challenging times, try to flip the coin and see the challenge as a growth period, as a growth opportunity, okay? And expect the wondrous. Expect the best, you guys, because I'm telling you right now, no matter what you can imagine for your life, the universe has something even better planned. So the more you can let go and just let the universe give it to you, the quicker and the easier it'll come. Okay. All right, Gemini. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. I think that's it. That's it, Gemini. Enjoy. I love you guys. Hang in there. This is for a purpose and this is worth it. I promise. We're going to start to feel it and see it very soon. I love you.